Hello everybody and welcome to the Wave Channel 5, Greenville Public Access TV, as we continue the Our Town series in conjunction with downtown Greenville, Main Street Greenville, as we take a look at the businesses and stores that make up the downtown area of Greenville, Ohio. I'm Alex Warner along with videographer Nick Schmidt. Today we're up here on the traffic circle across from the Greenville Fire Department at the Bread of Life Christian Bookstore, and with us the owner, Julie Strait. And Julie, let's talk just a little bit, I guess a little bit of the background of Julie Strait.
Okay, well, I grew up in Darke County, lived here all my life. I worked at American Aggregates for 15 years. Started there the day before I turned 17. I started out there, and 15 years later, they had put me through college. I was very thankful, and was controller at the time, expecting our first child. So I decided to be a stay-at-home mom. So I left there and then joined Darke County Center for the Arts, worked for them for 13 years, starting out from home, and then we moved to our office in the library, which was wonderful. And I love Darke County Center for the Arts. I'm still on the board, and we'll continue to be involved there.
Well, let me ask you a couple things here. We'll catch up on that. So you started right out of school at American Aggregates, and then worked your way up to a controller, is that what you said?
That is right. I started out as key punch operator.
Okay.
I was,
I
I did. I was working construction with my dad. Bob Schooley went to our church and he said, "Hey, Julie, would you like an office job?" And I said, "Well, yeah, that sounds good."
Yeah, okay. And they sent you on to college then?
They sent me through night school. It took me about 12 years, but I did get my bachelor's degree in accounting and found out that I really enjoyed, I like numbers. I like numbers. I'm good. I enjoy that. So.
And then I know Julie, a lot of you recognize Julie from those 13 years at Darke County Center of the Arts as executive director,
Yes.
correct?
Five of those, maybe 8. I kind of lose track.
Okay.
Some of them were as executive director, but yes, yeah.
So then we made the change. So what was it that opened up Bread of Life Christian Bookstore in your life?
You know, I came in here, Bread of Life sold illumination tickets, and I'm on the illumination committee, a concert we do out at the fairgrounds. I think we're going on our 8th year, 9th year, something like that.
Let's put a plug in for them. Do you know when it is this year?
Oh, September 19th. It's a Saturday this year. Mandisa and David Crowder. So it was going to be awesome this year.
I just got a letter in the mail concerning that. So
Good, yes. So anyway, I'd be coming in and out, picking up ticket sales and working with them, and learned that they were looking to sell. And
now they being Don and Susan Smearsall, right?
who started this business 27 years ago.
Right.
So Bread of Life has been in Greenville a great business for many, many years.
Has it always been here on the circle?
No, they started out down in the little building behind Lease Realty. I don't know what street that's on, but there was a little red building kind of down there at the end of Lease Realty building, and that's where they started out and moved here, I don't know, 12, 15 years ago, something like that. Yeah. So, yeah, we heard it was for sale. In fact, they were getting to the point of talking about closing it, and we just didn't want to see that happen. So we started on this new venture.
Now, when you say we, you're including?
We're including Doug and Michelle Gordon, our partners in owning the business. That would be Dr. Gordon, the orthodontist in town. Okay. So yes, they are our partners. I'm the manager of the store, but we work through with them and run our decisions past them.
And you decided to stay on this downtown location here on the circle.
We have. We've decided to stay here till who knows when, but we're happy here, and we like our parking. We have parking right out front of the store. We have a parking lot. Right. So, yeah, there's not much to complain about. Yeah.
While I'm thinking about it, what are your store hours and then also a phone number?
Good. We are open Monday to Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. And on Saturdays, we're open 9:30 to 4. And our phone number is 937-547-1132. You can find us on the web at breadoflifegreenville.com.
Okay, very good. Well, we're here with Julie Strait, and we're going to come back in just a moment. We're going to take a tour around the store and talk about some of the items that she has for sale as you watch the Main Street Greenville series here on the Wave Channel 5. We'll be back in just a moment. Start our tour here at Bread of Life with one of the displays up front. And Julie, tell us a little bit about what you have up here, because you're kind of proud of this display.
We do like this display. We call this our farm corner because, you know, it is farm country. A lot of the product up here comes from P. Graham Dunn. They are a company in Ohio, up in Holmes County area. And so the product is made in Ohio, and it's very well done. Mennonite company, they have a lot of Amish working for them. So we have some of the farm scenery and chickens and cows and all that good stuff, which actually we do sell quite a bit of that. And one thing I do want people to understand is there is a cross in our logo, and we are a Christian bookstore, but you know, anybody can come in here and find a great gift. Not everything has a verse on it. Not everything in my house has a verse that's hanging on the wall. So we do carry just good quality gifts as well.
Yeah, I was going to mention that a lot of your stuff does have biblical verses on it, or sayings. And tell us a little bit about this picture right here. You were mentioning that earlier.
This picture right here is done by Kelly Fleeman. Local, her husband is a lawyer in town. And so she specializes in photography. We were at their place and saw a picture over their mantle that had a verse on it and said, "Who did that?" And Kelly said, I did that. So anyway, we have a few of her pieces in the store that are for sale, and she will do custom design, custom photos, frames. If you want a particular verse, if you don't want a verse, we can take those orders here. So we love being able to highlight local artists as well.
I was going to ask if you have a lot of local people that you try to get involved with here in the store.
We have just a few. We have Kelly Fleeman. We do have a few books by local authors as well.
Okay. And then this outfit you said from Holmes County. Do you go there a couple times a year to look at things, or I don't know, are you able to order online from the folks up there in Holmes County or not?
Both, yes.
Okay.
We go up once a year. They have a dealers conference so we can see all the new product coming out. And then we order every couple of months probably online or whatever. They're a very modern company. So yes, all the amenities.
Now, a lot of the stuff you have here, it could be like wall decorations and hangings and just different things of that nature. But we're also going to take a look at a lot of the materials, the reading materials, as well as Sunday school and church materials, correct?
Right. We have all of that as well. We do have highlighted here some graduation type gifts, Father's Day coming up. So we just kind of have some of everything.
Yeah. I noticed this one book over here caught my eye right away. I don't know if my wife says I probably have to go back and read this, Manual to Man.
I like the how to cook the perfect steak, how to change a tire, how to impress a girl. Yes, who wouldn't want that book?
Well, maybe how to impress a girl my wife doesn't want me to read.
Well, you still have a wife that you need to take care of, right?
That's
so,
right.
Okay.
Well, we're going to move on around the store here, and we'll be back in just a moment. Back here at Bread of Life Christian Bookstore. You know, Julie, I just happened to think it must be nice to be able to sell and put on display the #1 best-selling book of all time, correct?
You are exactly right. And it is true. It is our #1 seller, and we love that. In fact, that's one of the primary reasons we're here. When we see, we sold over 1,000 Bibles last year out of this store, which I just think is fantastic. So yes, we do try to keep a good selection on hand. We have English Standard Version, New International Version, New Living Translation, of course King James, New King James.
What would you say is your #1 bestseller? I mean, there's a million different versions and interpretations of the Bible. What would you say is the one that flies out the door the most? I'm putting you on the spot there. So.
You are, because I would say it's a mix. I think English Standard Version rivals New International Version in the number of sales. But in our community, we do sell a lot of King James Version. There are a lot of people that really stick to that original translation, and it is a beautiful translation. So to say there's one bestseller over another, I don't know. They run a tight, tight close to each other.
Now, do you also carry the books that are like, they're guidance, or else they're study guides to the Bible, as well as like interpretive versions of the Bible?
We definitely have study Bibles that have the notes that help you interpret the Bible. And then in our book area, we do have concordances and dictionaries and all the things that you might want to help understand it more.
Yeah. I'm a Methodist. I forgot about concordance. That's the word I was looking for.
Yes, yeah, I know. Oh, there's so much. There's so much you can get.
Where do you order all your Bibles from? I mean, you've got different suppliers, I assume. I know there's a Cook Publishing Company. Is that one up in Chicago? Is that something you deal with or not?
We do deal with Cook, not on Bibles, though. Okay. Crossway makes the English Standard Version Bible. We get a lot of our King James Version and New International Version through HarperCollins, which purchased Thomas Nelson Distribution and Zondervan. Zondervan is probably one of the biggest Bible publishers out there, which is now owned by a larger company called HarperCollins. So we do a lot of ordering through them.
Okay. And then that is based on demand. I mean, you've been here long enough now. You have a pretty good handle on what the customer wants and what's going to move off the shelf.
I'm starting to. We've been here almost 2 years. I'm starting to feel like I might know a little bit about what we're doing here. But yes, we do reorder, restock based on what's sold. Mm-hmm.
When you took the store over from the Smearsalls, did they stick around a little bit, give you some guidance on how to run things or not?
I worked with their son, Joel Smearsall, was working here, and he stayed on for a good year at least. And some other staff had been here before, and they stayed on, and they were so kind and so patient with me, helping me come in. And yes, they were very, very helpful.
Speaking of staff, like how many employees do you have here, full or part-time or whatever?
We have one full-time in addition to myself, and then 3 part-time.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So usually there's at least one, well, there's always one, maybe 2 at most times.
We try to keep 2. Sometimes it's 1.5. Sometimes it's a second person will be here half a day. But more often than not, there's 2 people in the store. Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, we're here with Julie Strait of Bread of Life Christian Bookstore. We're going to take a walk toward the back of the store and take a look, I think, at the children's area and some other things they offer here. Once again, the store is located right on the traffic circle, directly across from the fire department.
107 West Main Street.
107 West Main Street. We'll be back in just a moment here on the Wave, Channel 5. Julie, let's talk a little bit. We're back here in the children's area, and is this something you've always had? And then let's talk a little bit about why it's here and what all you offer.
Okay. They have always had a children's area, and it is something that we have maybe put a little bit more emphasis on. So we have all kinds of baby gifts, books, confirmation, first communion, but then just general gifts as well. So we are proud of our area here, and then also we have this table and chairs. Kids can come in and color or play while their parents shop. So right. Sometimes that makes life a little easier for the moms and dads. And
of course, all the books then are by Christian authors and based on Christian principles, I'm assuming.
Most of them are. We do have some classic books. Jan Brett has just some awesome books out. We also have some Dr. Seuss books, and there's just some classic books that kids need to read. Right. And so we do try to carry a nice selection of those as well.
Okay. And then I see not only just books and everything, we've got, like you said, for communion and things like that, but also little stuffed animals, and we've got game boards and whatever else over.
Games and responsibility charts and puzzles, and we're kind of a...
Responsibility charts, what are those? I have an idea, but maybe somebody out there does it.
Well, like there's magnets you can put on each day what your responsibility is. If you're supposed to load the dishwasher or set the table or whatever. So it's just something to help kids have fun with taking charge of some things in the house.
Okay, great. And then there's just all sorts of stuff. So you folks, 107 West Broadway, get in here. Great selection of things for kids to do, along with all the placards and the wall hangings, and I see we've got Little Princess and basketball and baseball and whatever. So now we're going to swing around a little bit. We're going to go over to another section of the store as we kind of work our way around the back half here at Bread of Life. We're here in the book section, and Julie, we've picked a few things off the shelves here. We've got some from the devotional section, the youth section, the family section, and let's talk a little bit about a couple of the books that fell into the devotional category here.
Right.
Maybe hold them up here so we can see them out there.
I would say next to the Bible, this Jesus Calling devotional is probably our number two bestseller. Let's put it that way. It is a wonderful devotional, just a daily, good for men and women. You know, it takes you about 2 minutes to read through the page for the day, and just helps focus your mind in the right place. So that is a wonderful little book. Of course, we have Rick Warren's Purpose-Driven Life. This is the daily inspiration for that, and that's been a very popular and well-used book.
And these people can use these over and over. It's not like it's for April 30th of 2015. It's there. Exactly. So devotionals are just wonderful books. And next to selling Bibles, that's my next favorite thing to sell is a devotional. Well, what do we have here then? We have a family section, James Dobson, Bringing Up Girls, Bringing Up Boys. We have lots of books in rearing families, and who doesn't need help with that? I'd say probably everybody out there, you've either been through it or you're in it right now, yes. Yeah, absolutely. We have a youth section. This Max Lucado devotional come from our youth section, and Max Lucado is just a great writer, very easy to read, easy to understand, but has some really great depth too in his thoughts. So I love recommending this book for teens. You know, I'm not sure. I think it was Max Lucado when we lived in St. Louis, and this is like 30 years ago. I think we went to a seminar with Max Lucado out in St. Louis. So he's been around a while, right? Yes. He's not young. But still writing and selling books. So. That's right. That's right. These are just a sampling, and Nick will get pictures of some of the other things. I think we've got a love and marriage section over here. A lot of dealing with personal relationships with your spouse, right? Absolutely, yes. That's a very popular section as well, and especially if you're going into a marriage, and then devotionals for married folks. And so yes, we do a lot in that also. Let me ask you this while I'm thinking about it. So this is open to all denominations. I mean, this encompasses from Catholicism, Episcopalians, Lutherans, right on down the line, Presbyterians, Methodists, et cetera, et cetera. Absolutely, yes. We're not selective or how do I want to say? We do carry books of all authors and Christian authors primarily. We do have Catholic books. The one thing we do kind of hold to is we want the book to hold that there is one God and Jesus is the Son of God. And so, apart from that, you can go so many different directions with religion, and I kind of leave it to people to read the Bible for themselves. And Have you ever had somebody of the Jewish faith or Islamic faith stop in for anything? Not that I am aware of. I did get asked once for a Jewish calendar, and I wasn't even able to find one to order from our distributors. So I would have had no issue with, I would have no issue with having that and selling that. By no means. I'm fascinated by, I have great respect for the Jewish religion. Okay. Because, again, it's Bread of Life Christian bookstore, and so you wouldn't see a lot of Jewish people or Muslims come in, evidently. In fact, you're putting the word Christian in. We took the Christian word out. We are Bread of Life bookstore. We are, it gets a little bit of a gray, fuzzy area there. Like I said, we kind of hold to the belief that there is one God and that Jesus is the Son of God. And apart from that, we're here to be an inspiration. Okay, very good. Now, let's take a look back here then. We'll put these down, and I see we've got study guides here. And I know that our Sunday school class at the Methodist Church have used quite a few of these over the years. Exactly what are study guides, and then how are they used? Well, there's all different kinds of study guides. So there's from
taking one book of the Bible and going through that. There's topical studies. And we have really just a small selection of what's available, but we do kind of try to make it a broad selection of what's available. So we have Bible studies, we have concordances, Bible handbook, maps and timelines of Bible times. And
I see not only books, but also then you have CDs or DVDs as well.
Some DVDs that would go along with Bible studies that we carry or could order, either way. Mm-hmm.
You have a lot of women's that says Bible studies for women, so let's talk just briefly about that.
Well, yes, I guess we see more often women's Bible studies than men's. Now that may be turning around a little bit, but so we might have catered a little bit more to women's Bible studies than men's in the past. But really, we do have a broad selection for all.
And now I look across the other wall over here, all sorts of books. Now, you carry not only autobiographies and just inspirational messages, but also fiction, correct?
Correct. We do carry, and that is Christian fiction. I will say that is an area that we do stick to Christian fiction. But we have a lot of Amish books, which are just so popular right now. People are just fascinated, I think, with the Amish country and their customs. So, anywhere from Amish to historical fiction, which is my personal favorite. I love a good fiction, but like some truth and history in it too. So, we do have a nice selection of fiction.
Yeah, and then I also see you had a Bill O'Reilly book up there. That caught me off guard a little bit.
Sorry. Yes, we have.
No, I've read them all. So.
We have Bill O'Reilly in here. So, and we can order almost any book you want. If we don't have it on the shelf, we order generally twice a week and oftentimes can get it in the next day. So keep that in mind as well.
And again, let's talk about that phone number for you folks out there.
Okay. We are 937-547-1132.
And your website is?
breadoflifegreenville.com.
Okay, very good. We're going to move up front now and take a look at, I think, some of the gifts and things you have up there in relation, or as in addition to what we've talked about back here in the back. We'll be back here as you watch the Main Street Greenville series here on Our Town on the Wave Channel 5. Julie, you say a part of the story you're really trying to develop and has really turned into something that people have taken advantage of is this corner right here.
It is, and it's our bereavement area, and it's something we don't like to think about, but unfortunately it's part of life. And so we do carry a nice selection of throws that people like to give as gifts. Angels, wall crosses, wind chimes, things along those lines. And again, some of them have a scripture reference on them, some do not, but they do make nice gifts. And then we also will deliver to local funeral homes as well.
Now, is this something you started since you took over ownership here of Bread of Life?
I think that they always have had an area of bereavement gifts. I'm not sure if they delivered before. They may have. It's just an area that we are seeing growing a little bit since we've been here. So,
Okay. Well, this is the bereavement area, and now we're going to switch over in just a second and take a look at some of the other gifts they offer here at Bread of Life. All sorts of cards for different occasions here at Bread of Life. And Julie, let's just talk a little bit about what you have here. And then you also have box sets.
Right. Yes, we order primarily through Dayspring is our card supplier. And Heather is one of our staff members, and she does a great job of keeping our cards stocked. So we have graduation cards and Father's Day cards, and then there's just general everyday cards on the other side over there. So,
and the box sets then are?
The box sets, yes, there's 12 that come in a box, and they're great for birthday sympathy. It's a less expensive way to buy a card, really. Okay. So we sell a lot of boxed cards.
And then I'm standing here beside all this stuff. I'm not sure what all we heard. Book bags?
Yeah, you can use them for book bags or just, women like bags. I don't know why, but I just can't get anything big enough to carry all my stuff. So we have bags for the women.
We've got a lot of bags here, too, it looks like. Yeah. And then you got all sorts of things like journals.
Yes. And journals and, this is a notebook thing. So, something like has your note paper inside and all that. So we really do have a little bit of everything in here, it feels like.
Yeah, it's more than just, when you say Bread of Life bookstore, you're a lot more than bookstore.
Correct. We are books and gifts, definitely.
And we're going to take a look at some more of these gifts here in just a second. Some other things they carry here, not only DVDs, but also CDs. And you say accompaniment music as well as Christian artists, some of their latest albums that have come out.
Correct. Yes, we have a really nice selection of the Christian music CDs, and we can oftentimes. I'm sitting here looking, and I see several are on sale for $7.97 a CD. Sometimes we can get them for $5 a CD. So we do have some great deals in here, as well as the accompaniment tracks. We keep a nice selection of those. And again, if we don't have on the shelf exactly what you're looking for, we can order it for you. DVDs, we have a great amount of DVDs as well. Mom's Night Out came out just a few months ago, and we have that on sale for $9.97 from an original price of $26.99. Wow. So we try to stay competitive with our pricing. It can be tough in some cases, but we try to stay competitive as much as we can.
When you say competitive, your competition, well, competition-wise in Greenville, I mean, is it like the big box stores? I guess that'd be Walmart's what I'm talking about. Is there anybody else that would carry anything like this? I can't even think Walmart would do that much.
Really, in town, we don't have competition. I would say our main competitor is Amazon. And, you know, I myself and my boys, we're Amazon lovers, you know. You need something, you go click, and it's delivered to your front door. So Amazon is probably our biggest competitor. But it is nice to be able to go into a shop and actually look at it and touch it and feel it. And so we do provide that service for
And you were saying also, if people want to come in and browse around, you always have a pot of coffee going, right?
We always have a pot of coffee going, yes. I have to have coffee where I work, so I think I should share that with those that come in. So we do have coffee. We have some sitting areas that you can, if you're wanting to look through a book or whatever, you know, grab your coffee, have a seat, and be comfortable.
Yeah, and that's something Amazon can't provide. So you've got the local touch and the little things you do that make you special compared to Amazon.
That's right. That's what we try to do. We love our customers that come in the front door, you know, so we want, our goal is for when you walk in this place, you're happy to be here.
So you have a lot of loyal clientele that you've noticed. You've been here 2 years. Of course, they've been 28 years, I think you said, that Bread of Life's been in existence.
Yes, we do have some very loyal customers, and we greatly appreciate that. And I think Greenville is good, the community in general, at shopping local, and that is very much appreciated because, you know, we're not here... Honestly, we're not here to make a profit. We're here to provide a service. And so we appreciate those that buy through us so that we can provide that service.
Okay. Well, this has been Julie Strait up here at Bread of Life Bookstore on 107 West Main Street, just directly across from the fire department. And we've already talked about the phone number and the hours again.
Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 5:30, and Saturday, 9:30 to 4.
All right, very good. Well, hey, thanks a lot for taking time out of your busy day here. And you folks out there, thanks for watching these shows here. Once again, we're doing this Our Town series on the Wave Channel 5, Greenville Public Access TV, in conjunction with Main Street Greenville. We'll be back with more shows in the future. Thanks for watching us. Good night, everybody. Very good.